Hey everybody, it's Brad at Deere Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Gonna do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this 1973 John Deere 410 backhoe that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions, I'll get up close to everything, show you everything that I see, tell you everything that I know, and then of course we'll fire it up, run it through its paces, show you the play in the pins, show you the hydraulics are strong, let you hear the engine. As always, if you are in the market for a used backhoe, a used piece of construction equipment, or a used piece of ag equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for machines find our videos and find our machines, and we truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one's a 1973 John Deere 410 backhoe. We just traded this one in. It is enclosed cab with heat, two-wheel drive, standard hoe, two-stick controls. These are 14,210 pound operating weight. They've got an 8-speed transmission with the power shuttle. This one has an 18-inch digging bucket on the rear. Hours, there is no hour meter, so we don't know the exact hours. We'll get up close to everything, show you everything. The hydraulics are pretty strong. I will tell you, when it first starts up, the first time, especially when it's idled, just running at an idle, the hydraulics are just a little slow and they're a little shaky. As soon as you rev it up and get them moving, they go pretty good. They don't shake as much, and they're fast for an older machine. They're still slow compared to new machines. You'll see that in the operational video. Hydraulics on these older machines like this are a lot slower than the new ones are, but when you rev it up, it does move a lot better. Fairly straight overall. I don't see any cracks or welds up here on the loader arms. This front tire here, pretty decent. I'm gonna say we're at 35–40%. I think I'm being very fair on tread life, maybe just a touch better than that. This front rim is decent. It's not all chewed up. It's got some scratches here and there. I do think we actually already did the operational video. I ran it around for a little bit, and then we did the operational video. I think I forgot to come up here and show these front pins in the operational video. There is some play in these front pins, but I don't think we did that in the operational video. But know that there is some play there. This fender here, pretty straight. I don't see any big dents or dings here. It's just your normal scratches. I do think that this has been at least somewhat touched up, painted over the years. You see a few scratches here and there, spots where the paint's nicked off. But underneath here, pretty darn good. It's not all rusted up. No rust through underneath here in the fenders. I don't know how well you can see that. I know it's kind of shaded. Try to get underneath here, but pretty good underneath here. Not all rusted up like you'll see a lot of times. Rear tires, tread life here, I'm gonna say is probably 40%. I think I'm being very fair. There is some weather checking starting in these tires, as you can kind of see there, but they're good holding the air. We haven't had to add any air to them. Sidewall's got some weather checking on it too. I don't know how well you can see that. Rear rim's pretty decent. Not all chewed up. There's a couple little dings around the outer edge, but pretty good. Outriggers. This side's pretty good. I do know that after it sits for say 24 hours, the outriggers start to settle down. I know the other side settles a little bit faster than this one does, but it is dry up top. When we do the operational video, you'll see there is some playback here in these pins. Again, it's an old 1973 and a cheap backhoe. It's exactly what I would expect for this era of a machine and this price range of a machine. So there is some play in these pins. You'll see that here in a little bit in the operational video. But pretty straight. I don't see any cracks or welds here. That bucket's in decent shape. Everything looks pretty good back here. Again, no cracks or welds here that I'm seeing on this side either. One tooth missing over here. Sorry, it's kind of hard with that sun the way it is. makes this side a little shaded, but pretty good there. Both the swing cylinders seem to be dry. I do know there is a small hydraulic leak somewhere up underneath the bottom in the middle. We had it parked in our shop overnight and there was a small wet spot. So there is definitely some sort of hydraulic oil leak. And like I said, I know this cylinder, if you let it sit overnight, does settle, but it is dry up top here. Again, not a fancy machine, but it's also a cheap backhoe. This fender, again, pretty straight. Couple little nicks in the paint here. A little bit of a crack right there. Again, underneath here though, not all rusted out. It's actually pretty doggone nice for a 70s model backhoe. This rear tire matches up pretty well to the other side. I'd say it's pretty well similar as far as tread life. And again, as you can see here, if I get up close, there's a little bit of weather checking there. But again, we have not had to add any air. This rim looks about the same as the other side. Couple little nicks around the edge, nothing out of the ordinary. This tread bar right here does have a gouge in it, as you can see. A little bit of surface rust starting where the paint's peeled along the bottom edge there. Again, just normal little scratches here and there, but I don't see anything that's cracked or welded or plated anywhere over here. Taking a look at the front bucket. As you can see, if I get up close here, there's a little bit of small waves here in the bottom portion of that bucket. They have welded on some collars there, probably to put a flip over fork bar on there is my guess. As you can see, paint chipped off down there. Hood's pretty straight, same with this sheet metal up here in this nose, pretty straight there. We'll go over to the sides here and take a look at the engine. Nice and open here so you can kind of see pretty well. Pretty dry actually. I don't see any oil or diesel running down the side of the block here. Nothing up there at the top. Everything looks pretty good there. Let's see if we go up here. Everything looks pretty good up here. Front axle looks good. Go to the other side and take a look at the engine from over here. Again, side of the block, everything looks good. It's pretty dry over here as well. I'm not seeing any oil or diesel running down the side of the block. Sorry, it's kind of hard to get in any closer, and then with that sun the way it is. As you see, inline water warmer. This does start up really well. Everything looks good up here. Front axle looks pretty good on this side as well. Take a look inside the cab and the operator station. Steps in pretty good shape. Front windshield does have a crack in it there. I don't know how well you can see it, but there is a crack right up there. This lower portion of the door is pretty good. A little bit of rust just starting here. That window looks to be pretty good though. Everything good here in the step. Actually, the floorboard and everything's pretty solid. There's not any rust up in here. Just a little surface rust where the paint's wore off over time. That seat, lower cushion, there's a little bit of a tear right there. And the top has a couple small spots right there's one, and it's starting to peel right here. 2-stick controls, your outriggers, loader controls, your throttle. The rest of the glass, like I said, there's a crack here in the front windshield, but the rest of the glass all looks pretty good. I'm not seeing any other cracks anywhere in any of the glass. Everything up here looks pretty decent. Forward reverser, your high, low, and your gear 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's your heater over there. Everything up top looks pretty good. That top's pretty straight. Doesn't look like it's been banged up a whole lot or anything. All right, like I said, it's a 1973 John Deere 410. Plenty of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. Like I said, there is a small oil leak there in the middle, hydraulic oil. And the outriggers, like I said, they do settle overnight. We'll fire it up, get right into an operational video.